Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Mike, this is what them Patriots are posting, Mike. I can't save you, Mike. I cannot save you, sir. They caught you with that Diet Dr. Pepper in that hand. You walking in there holding the baby, holding them chicken breasts and them asparagus. Them Patriots don't care, Mike. You're not finna trick them Patriots. Them Patriots don't know about you anymore. We were this close, Mike, for walking you out. They calling you rhino. They calling you traitor. They calling you all kind of nicknames now, Mike. I can't save you. All right. It's a lot of things, man. Y'all, the pressure is building up. People's blood pressures are sky high. They shot people's cholesterol up, sodium and sugar levels. They see this big, beautiful bill. They say, hold on, Mike. What about this? What about that? What about that? What did you just say in this live interview, live on TV? What did you just say, Mike? Let's breathe, y'all. How do you feel about Mike? Y'all let me know in the comment section. But these what they put. I'm just, hey, I be trying to help Mike out sometimes, man. But I you know, he on here holding the baby. He got on the phone with Mr. Musk. You know, I tell you, but we got a lot of things to get into today. And what's going on, everything that's going on, man. They talking about, would you support Gunther Eagleman replacing Mike Rhino Johnson as House Speaker? Oh man. I actually love retweeting and reposting his post. I love me some of Gunther, man. He be calling out the GOP and all these rhinos and Congress, and a disgrace it is down there in the swamp of Washington. He's one of those ones that have been calling it out, man. It speaks a lot of common sense. If y'all don't follow this man right here, I tell you, he is something else. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I advise you to go on X, Twitter. It's called X, though. Shout out to Elon Musk for saving it. We're not going to come on here and bash Elon. We know he didn't toe his draws a little bit and started twerking in baby oil and clown shoes, and got into a fight, with President Trump. And some people say it was scripted or staged. We don't know, but they, these last 5 months, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of people under fire. The dad came out and said that they both are stressed. But Elon knew he wasn't going to get his way with this and the policy, the EV mandate, and all kind of other stuff. So, we was expecting this to happen. But then he says that him and President Trump are going to eventually come together and reunite, and that it was all a part of the plan. I don't know. But, we are rooting for President Trump. The people voted for President Trump. A mandate, a landslide. Every single swing state, the popular vote. So here we are, promises made, promises kept, doing exactly what he campaigned on again. But it's hard when you got these activists, we have Congress. It's a disgrace. People ought to be walked out in handcuffs, in my opinion. People ought to be audited, investigated, walked out in handcuffs down there in Washington. The man can't even do what he's elected to do. It's a disgrace right now in Los Angeles. Talking about it's a peaceful protest. Things is on fire. People are waving flags and protesting. Take your butt back then. Deport yourself. Take your butt back. It's a disgrace what is going on in this country, man. Well, let's get into this full interview with Mike. Here we go, y'all. I tried to help Mike out, man, but he coming there with that Diet Dr. Pepper. I can't help him. I can't help Mike. I'm sorry. I just can't help. Elon Musk and toe his draws, but again, Elon Musk put a lot on the line, man. His businesses, we're not gonna be unfair to Elon Musk. We're not gonna do that. We know what he's been through, and how they've dragged him through the mud, how they've dragged our president through the mud. He did a lot, especially this past election, and with free speech. So we're not gonna come on here and drag Elon. All right, we're not gonna do that, man. We're not gonna do that. Let me know how y'all feel about Elon Musk and about this whole, fight, feud, everything that's going on. President Trump says he's wishing him well and that his businesses are well as well. And we'll see what happens in the future, But, hey, the National Guard has been deployed to Los Angeles right now over the ICE raids. And I just don't understand, man. Y'all knew what was going to happen. Trump told you what he was going to do. The people voted for this. Majority of America voted for this. Crazy, man.
I'm joined now in the studio here by Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Welcome to This Week.
So glad to be with you.
We're on ABC, one of the worst, ABC News. So,
with you. Thanks for having me.
Let me start with the news overnight in Los Angeles. President sends the National Guard troops in. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, said that this was purposefully inflammatory and will only escalate tensions, that they're not needed. They have the.
Did y'all see what Kamala Harris posted? Kamala, I don't know. I'm just glad we dodged a nuclear missile. Did y'all see what she posted about what's going on in Los Angeles? I'm so glad she didn't win. Oh my goodness.
Situation under control. Do you have any problem or any concerns about the president sending in the National Guard to a place where local authorities say that they're not needed and could be harmful?
I have no concern about that at all. I think the president did exactly what he needed to do. These are federal.
Things are on fire. They got bricks destroying cop cars. I mean, people are looting. I mean, it is crazy. People are. It got so bad they attacking each other. The protesters are attacking one another. Y'all got to go look on X and see these videos that are all over the internet. And then ABC comes out and says peaceful protest as a car is on fire. I've never seen anything. The person on the commentator on live on air as things are on fire and they're throwing bricks. He says, it's all just peaceful protest. As the B-roll footage is catching the peaceful protest. This is why people are done with the fake news media, the legacy media, the mainstream media. This is why people are done.
Laws. We have to maintain the rule of law, and that is not what is happening. And Gavin Newsom has shown an inability or an unwillingness to do what is necessary there, so the president stepped in. That's real leadership, and he has the authority and the responsibility to do it.
Secretary Hegseth said that active duty Marines there at Camp Pendleton, there by San Diego, are on high alert and could be mobilized. Could we really see active duty Marines on the streets of Los Angeles?
One of our core principles is maintaining peace through strength. We do that on foreign affairs and domestic affairs as well. I don't think that's heavy-handed. I think that's an important signal. You don't think sending
the Marines into the streets of an American city is heavy-handed?
We have to be prepared to do what is necessary, and I think the notice that might happen might have the deterring effect.
Okay, let's turn to the big story this week, the Elon Musk blow up. I know you had been texting him, trying to get a hold of him. Had you actually had a phone conversation with him since this happened yet?
Not since Monday of last week. The president.
We don't know. We don't know, Mike. I don't even think Elon Musk responded back to you, Mike. At this point, I think Elon Musk left you on red, Mike. I think you up here lying. You about to get it, Mike. You about to get it right. I can't keep coming. We can't keep coming up here and trying to save your butt. Now, them Patriots is about ready to walk you out.
Use the word disappointing. I think that's right. We were disappointed surprised. I'd had a lot of great interaction, discussion with him about the One Big Beautiful Bill to make sure that he had accurate information, because I was concerned that people were telling him things that just simply weren't true. And look, Elon's number one responsibility is to save his company. The president and I have the responsibility of saving the country, and that's what this bill does, and we're really excited and proud of this product, and we're going to get it delivered.
What do you make of him not even calling you, though? I mean, this is...
He's got a lot going on, all right, and I do as well. But we exchanged text messages back and forth.
What did he say in those text messages?
Well, one of his chief concerns is about spending. And I said, Elon, the spending categories in this bill are in two limited areas. It's border, which we promised the American people that we would do, and it's defense. And he knows very well how important those investments are right now. Everything else in the bill is about historic savings and tax cuts for the people and ensuring American energy dominance by regulatory reform and maintaining peace through strength, shoring up these safety net programs that people rely upon. So this is really important policy.
He's not buying it. And he's gone on X and he's urged, and these are texts, these are posts that he has not deleted, saying kill the bill. Have you seen a reaction? He's actually asked people to call their Congress members. Is that happening?
It's not happening, and we checked with colleagues.
He's got 220 million followers.
Yeah, and I don't think people are taking that directive. We've got almost no calls to the offices, any Republican member of Congress. And I think that indicates that people are taking a wait-and-see attitude, some who may be convinced by some of his arguments, but the rest understand this is a very exciting piece of legislation. I'm going to say this. Look, I didn't go out to craft a piece of legislation to please the richest man in the world. What we're trying to do is help hardworking Americans who are trying to provide for their families and make ends meet. Those are the people that are going to be excited about what this legislation produces. This is going to be jet fuel to the U.S. economy. And I tell you what, all wages are going to rise. There's going to be more jobs and economic opportunity for more people. We cannot wait to deliver that, and the sooner the better.
Well, the president suggested he could cut Musk's contracts. Obviously, Musk companies rely heavily on government contracts. Can he do that? Is that something he should consider?
Look, I'm not going to get into the strategy of what happens with all of that. I mean, what I'm trying to do is make sure that that all of this gets resolved quickly, that we get the One Big Beautiful Bill done, and that hopefully these two titans can reconcile. I think the president's head is in the right place, and he said a couple of days ago he's moving on because he must. He has a huge number of responsibilities on his plate, and he can't get caught up in a Twitter war.
Yeah.
The tweets are something that
whatever we call them now.
I know. I get lost in all that.
But he, you know, these were incredibly personal. I mean, and suggesting that Trump should be impeached and removed from office, replaced by J.D. Vance. I mean, he crossed a line here, didn't he? I mean, this is not just being disappointed.
Well, look, my way is, and what I encourage our colleagues on Capitol Hill all the time to remember, is that policy disputes are not personal. It shouldn't be. It can't be. I mean, if we took everything personal, we'd never get anything done. So I think all this would resolve. I think there's a lot of emotion involved in it, but it's in the interest of the country for everybody to work together, and I'm going to continue to try to be a peacemaker in all this.
By the way, do you know what he's talking about with the Epstein files? I mean, what is... And why haven't those files been released? Have you? I mean, some of your members have said they got to be released.
As Cash said in the vignette earlier, he's FBI. That's not my lane. I don't know. I can tell you that I don't.
Stop laughing and smiling, Mike. Stop laughing. I'm going to get pissed off. Them pages going to get pissed off, Mike. Stop laughing and smiling. We don't want no. We tired of people laughing and smiling. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for all kind of stuff to come out. You finna piss everybody off, Mike. I'm telling you. People are already pissed off. Y'all coming out laughing and smiling, holding up binders, photo opping. Look. Pam, Cash, Dan, you know. People sound different. They come on Fox sounding real good. Smiling, nice suit on. But them Patriots is ready. Y'all said the truckload. You said it was on your desk. You said the truckload pulled up with they had a box truckload full of evidence. Y'all done sent them people out there holding up binders and smiling and got a good photo and pissed everybody off. And you drag my president through the mud. Now he in the files again. And we know what took place with him and Epstein and his involvement, and even kicking him out of his club, and even Epstein's lawyer coming out and saying Trump has no bad doings with Epstein. Come out defend. I mean, man, I'm sick of going through this time and time again. So please, we wait on everything to come out. Everybody get on Fox talking good. Mike get on here laughing and smiling. People are pissed off, Mike. People have been waiting. People right now are itching. It done got so bad, people are itching, Mike. People are scratching every single day, hoping and praying that everything comes out, that somebody's held accountable, that somebody's walked out in handcuffs. Full transparency of what has been promised. I'm telling you, man, this administration can do it. This administration can do it, can keep the people's trust. And I tell you, might not ever a Democrat be in there for a very long time if y'all can do it. If y'all can keep the people's trust. And I believe it can be done with this administration. I believe it can be done, y'all. I believe President Trump can change this thing forever. And it's already headed down that direction. What do y'all think? But, you know, people like Mike come on here smiling. He's killing the hope in the air. Come on here smiling. We get it, Mike. It's not your lane. We know you're not the FBI director. We get it, Mike.
I think we have no concern about President Trump or his involvement or any of that. I think it's nonsense.
And in terms of this threat to go after Republicans that vote for the bill, I mean, are you worried about that? Musk does have a lot of money. If he starts getting involved in Republican primaries,
well, I think it'd be a big mistake. I think Elon knows at the end of the day, the reason he got involved to help President Trump win and to help Republicans win the majority in the House and the Senate is because he understands that our policies are better for human flourishing. They're better for the U.S. economy. They're better for everything that he's involved in with his innovation and job creation and entrepreneurship. The other team's policies are not good for those things. And he knows that at the end of the day. And I think when the emotion settles down, I think he'll recognize we have no choice. We have to hold the House majority in the 2026 midterm election, and we will, because we got to allow President Trump 4 full years, not just 2. If the Democrats took over control of the House, I guarantee you that they would try to impeach President Trump in the first week of that new Congress in January 27, and that would be a disaster for the country, for our public policy, for the economy, and everything else. So we have to keep this leadership team in place, and we will. And we're going to deliver for the people, and they're going to reward it.
So on the bill, there's this provision that limits the ability of states to regulate artificial intelligence for 10 years. Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she didn't even know that was in the bill when she voted for it. You know, this is a long bill, and there wasn't a long time to go over it. And that if it stays in, she would vote against it. Do you see that provision coming out?
Well, the Senate's in the process of modifying that provision somewhat. But I can tell you, I've talked to Marjorie about it. She's a dear friend. The rationale behind this is that you can't have a patchwork of 50 different states hyper-regulating or smothering it with red tape because, frankly, we would lose our edge. AI is a very important thing for the future and for national defense. And we're in a race with China and other countries on this. If we smother this thing with regulation and stop the innovation, we could do real harm for the national security interests of the country. And that's the thought behind this. But
on a larger question is, I mean, she's not the only member who said that they didn't know that something was in the bill when they voted on it.
Look, I'll just say this. This bill was developed over 14 months of work, endless hours of conversation, debate and conversation. Every single member of the House Republican Conference was involved in it at some level. The legislation was passed in phases, so we had 11 different committees push their products out over a series of weeks, and there was plenty of time to review the bill. I mean, to the
final version, there wasn't that much time.
Well, no, but the final version was literally taking the 11 components and stitching it together. There was a manager's amendment at the end that had minor modifications, but everyone was well aware of what was in the bill.
So let me ask you about a couple of other specific provisions that caught my eye. One, there is a provision that eliminates a tax on gun silencers. Now, this is a tax that has been on the books for about 100 years. Why are you suddenly cutting a tax on silencers?
Well, there's a lot of thought and deliberation that went into that as well. The Second Amendment is a critical freedom in the Constitution, and there's no real rationale for adding taxes on these pieces of equipment. And we had the votes to do it. I think it was a long time overdue. I think we have to protect the fundamental freedoms of the American people, and there's no rationale. The government should not be making money on something that you have a fundamental inalienable right to.
What about tanning beds? It eliminates a 10% tax on tanning beds. I mean, how did that become a priority for you?
Well, I think that was an unfair thing that the Biden administration put on an industry because they decided.
It was actually, it goes back to 2010. It's been around for 15 years.
Yes, but the Biden administration enhanced it, and there'll be modifications probably to that in the final package as well. But we'll see how it comes out.
Okay, let me ask you finally about this question of the debt ceiling. This bill adds another $4 trillion to the debt ceiling. Donald Trump came out this week, I'm sure you saw, again, it's not the first time he said this, to just eliminate the debt ceiling. Yeah. Agreeing with Elizabeth Warren on this question. What do you think of that?
Well, he regards this as an arbitrary kind of thing that puts pressure on Congress and the White House. It comes up every few years where we have to extend the debt ceiling. What's really important about President Trump and his difference in this with Elizabeth Warren and everybody else is he has no intention whatsoever of spending higher levels of money. In fact, we're in the process of cutting. The one big
this is adding a lot to the debt, to the national debt.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. The CBO is arguing that if we extend and make permanent existing tax cuts, that's going to add to the deficit. What we're doing in this bill is cutting $1.6 trillion of spending that is government spending that creates the deficits. We're going to reduce the deficit with it.
Debt's going to be higher at the end of this, even if this
not passes. With our pro-growth policies. We can argue that on another day.
All right. Thank you very much, Speaker Johnson.
Mike, look, them Patriots don't know, Mike. They about ready to walk you out. We caught you with that Diet Dr. Pepper. We don't care about you holding the baby. What y'all think? Let me know. All right, Mike. You might survive today, maybe. I'm going to leave it up to them Patriots. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.